Hi there everyone, and welcome to another BTEC music video, specifically for the BTEC First Award in Music. I've been looking at some of my other videos, and I've just been thinking to myself, are there any job roles that I could go over in a little bit more detail? And one of them that's popped out to me is the mastering engineer. If you are doing Unit 1 of the BTEC First Award, if you're getting ready for that exam, then knowing a little bit about what a mastering engineer is can help you, because there don't tend to be lots and lots and lots of detailed questions about a mastering engineer, but it is something which comes up quite often, and it also causes some confusion between what is a mastering engineer and what is a mixing engineer. So I'm just going to go through that, and I'm going to talk you through what a mastering engineer does. So here is a recording project. This one happens to be recorded in Logic Pro X, but it could be any digital audio workstation. This is a mix. Okay, this is a project which has been recorded with multiple tracks. You can see that we've got vocal tracks, drum tracks, keyboard tracks, bass tracks, guitar tracks. Okay, all separate and layered on top of each other to create a live recording project. Now the engineer, the studio engineer as they're referred to in the specification, has set up all of those microphones. They've run the DAW for the actual recording, and then they have produced a mix, which is what this is. Okay, they have added things like stereo field manipulation. They have added things like effects. They have changed levels so that they are happy with the quality of what is being produced. Okay, but that is not the final step in the process. It will then need to be mastered. Now, as far as you're concerned, mastering is always done by a separate person, okay, the mastering engineer. And actually, that is very common practice within the music industry. It makes sense for mastering to be done from a different person who did the mix, because it's good to have a second set of ears listening to the mix. Remember that when you're mixing, you're relying an awful lot on your ears. Okay, and however practiced your ears are, and however good your ears are, and however experienced your ears are, it can be very good to have somebody else listen to your mix. Now, it doesn't always happen like that. Okay, in small studios, you might not have enough staff. It might be essential that the person who does the mix also does the master. So once this mix has been created, it will then be bounced down, that is, turned into a single file. Okay, rather than having lots and lots and lots of tracks layered on top of each other, it will be bounced into a single stereo mix, and that will be sent to the mastering engineer. The mastering engineer will then put that single stereo mix, so this is all of these tracks combined, into left and right channel. Okay, it will then be put back into a DAW, and it will be worked on additionally. And the purpose of that is to take it from really good to exceptional. Okay, it's to take it to a really, really, really high quality version. And the mastering engineer will listen to the mix. They will still add things. They might change the stereo manipulation a little bit. They might add additional effects. They might change levels a little bit. They go for a specific point that I'm going to get to in a minute when I talk about radio ready. Okay, but that is the main difference between a mixing engineer with lots and lots and lots of tracks and a mastering engineer. The mastering engineer's job is to produce a high quality final product. And you hear this phrase, radio ready. The mastering engineer's job is to take that multi-track mix that they've been given by the mixing engineer and to make it radio ready, to make sure that it's at the right level so that when it plays after another track which has been made radio ready, they are similar volume and you don't have to adjust the volume on your controls, and also to make sure that the mix is as high quality as it possibly can be. And I've got an example of a mastering engineer popping up. Now, like I say, they tend to be very short, sharp questions. They're either 1 markers or 2 markers. So we had this question a couple of years ago about Suki Studio. Okay, it was a brief question where you were given a brief at the start. Suki owns a small popular recording studio. The studio is in a good location in a large town. Suki works by herself, doing all the job roles in the business, so is always very busy. Suki already works 5 days a week and often has to turn down bookings as she cannot fit them into her schedule. Suki's recording studio is closed 2 days a week when she takes time off, and then you're asked to identify the responsibilities for each of these 3 job roles which Suki is doing herself. You've got the studio manager, the recording engineer, and the mastering engineer. Now, if you're not sure what a mastering engineer does, you might have a difficult time giving good answers for the recording engineer and the mastering engineer one. So, what does the mark scheme say about the mastering engineer? The mastering engineer produces the finished master. Okay, now that's fairly obvious, but it could be that you have a second mark on the question. You don't in this particular instance, only a 1 mark question. But if you've got 2, you need to say what that actually means, and that second line there is a really, really great one to remember. So optimizes audio performance and ensures product quality and prepares master in preparation for manufacturing. Could be making sure that it's ready to go on CDs, could be making sure that it's ready to go on streaming services, could be making sure that it's radio ready. So that is the main difference between the recording engineer or the mixing engineer who produces all of that layered track and the mastering engineer who works on the final product to make sure that that is all really high quality. Hope that's useful, hope that's helpful. Short video today. If you've got a BTEC music exam coming up, very best of luck with it. Make sure not to leave any gaps, okay? If you leave a gap, you're guaranteed to get 0 marks, whereas if you have a go at something, there is a chance that you might still pick up some marks for it. Good luck in your exams coming up, and I shall see you in another video in the future, no doubt.